Hey, Dad,
What's up?
what we talking about?
Yeah, Eddie. All right, man. Y'all know what it is, man. We are here, episode 4. BG, what we talking about, man? Special edition, Father's Day edition, man. I wanted to have 3 people on here that I respect, not only as men, but I respect as fathers. Y'all seen all 3 of these people already, though. The crazy thing. My
But they
brother.
ain't see money.
Oh
Right,
yeah.
that's what I was about to say. They see me. They see me, on the side. It's black screen,
Look, now they like, oh, there you go. Oh, there you go. Oh, there you go. Well, since you introduced him, I got my dog Money beneath me, never beneath me, always with me. I got my dog Billie with me, and I got my dog Luke with me. What's up with y'all today?
Relaxing, bro. Getting ready for this amazing weekend. You know, the birthday coming up too, Juneteenth. So
What number you about to hit?
36,
42.
my boy. At 36, my boy.
36?
36.
Well,
You want me to
y'all,
Maybe.
well, y'all
Hey,
got some of y'all cup, toasted up there.
Appreciate y'all, boy, for the Juneteenth. That's the best
happy
birthday. I honestly think that's the best birthday you can have. To be honest with you, if I'm being honest.
Yo, leave it up to a light-skinned dude to try to make something just fire for them. I think
Right.
having a birthday on Juneteenth is just
Who? Why you got to go with the voice though?
that wasn't your voice. That was inappropriate. Man, is what time is it? It's 10:25 Friday night, man. It's Father's Day weekend. Father's Day weekend. Yes, remember it's Father's Day weekend, y'all. If y'all don't know it's Father's Day weekend, it's not too late. Amazon delivered the same day. Amazon delivered the same day. So if you forgot, man, fathers matter too. So don't forget about the fathers. But we just got done watching Game 4 of the finals. Game 4 of the finals just happened, and it was nasty work. It was over early. Boston came out flat, and I don't want to say I called it, but when I was talking about it earlier today at work, I was telling my man, I was like, I don't think we even gonna see the best version of Boston. They like, one thing gonna happen. Porzingis gonna suit up because if they just so happen to win, who want to be in street clothes during the celebration? So he gonna suit up, but Boston's not gonna play as hard as they can unless their average play gets them to the fourth quarter and like a 10-point game. Then they like, all right, we're gonna try and we'll win. But I didn't think we was gonna see a good Boston, and we definitely didn't see a good Boston.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think, because it's not uncommon for a team to go up 3-0 on the road, right? Do you think they just like, all right, we rather win it at home, and they just kind of came out like it?
I said that. I said they want to win. They want to win in front of their fans. They want to win.
I didn't expect a 40-point blowout.
Oh yeah,
definitely did not expect that.
That was
40-point, and I think Dirt said I think not Dirt during the interview. I can't think of buddy name. Center Gafford said, "I think we got them figured out." I don't know if that was the right thing to say because Boston, it's hard to figure out Boston, and you got to go into their crowd, win a game 5, and you just put a battery in their back and say, we figured them out.
I don't think there's a such thing as figuring out, period, when it comes to a series, because series are about adjustments. You can figure somebody out for the day. But to say I figured them out as if it's guaranteed y'all going to maybe make it to a game 7, that's wild. Nah, you tripping.
They got too many weapons, bro, and they didn't even utilize them. So, I mean, to me, like we talked about earlier, they going to win at home. They going to win at home. Who wouldn't want to win at home? You know, if you already you 3 up already, you hand it over like, oh yeah, y'all got us, but then game time when they get back home, it's over with.
Hey Billy,
I'm a
Billy, if they win, real quick before you go, if Dallas wins game 5, if Dallas wins game 5 in Boston, who you picking to win this series with Boston up 3-2? If you get
Boston.
to make your pick right now, you still picking Boston? Okay.
Yeah, I would still pick Boston. Ultimately, I think we've never seen the 3-0 comeback. I think this can be the first one. go ahead and cap it now. Like, cut it now. To quote, like, Boston has the worst group of superstars I've ever seen in the NBA.
They got a team full of twos. They got a team full of twos.
They have a first All NBA player, first team All NBA player. That's a superstar. These are the worst superstars I've ever seen, and their bag is terrible. If they're not making shots, Jason Tatum, it's hard for him to create a shot. It's hard for him. You see when if he pump fakes, nobody fall for the pump. If he don't get the first step, he really ain't getting by you. Same thing with Jaylen Brown, and it looks ugly.
It was times where I saw Luka stand in front of Jason Tatum.
It looks ugly.
Luka looked good on defense.
He had to leave it out there tonight, man. It was
Luka looked good. I wanted to just. There was some moments, but ultimately Luka looked fairly decent on defense tonight, man. I gotta give it to him.
Like they don't have moves. They don't have a bag.
Jaylen Brown got a bag.
No, he don't.
His bag is deeper than Tatum's.
It's about the same. You ask me. They both look terrible tonight. I think they're the worst group of superstars ever. Like I think they're easily defended. You can make Luka look good because if you ain't got the first step, you really can't create a shot. They really can't create their own shot. Hey, pull up jumper, blow by you. That's really it. If that ain't working, I wouldn't be surprised if we see the first ever 3-0 comeback. Like, but I wouldn't pick them to win.
Oh, you're not picking.
To answer your question.
All right, so what about they win game 6? If it goes to game 7 in Boston.
If it goes to game 7, I'm going Dallas.
If it go game 7, I gotta go with Kyrie in Dallas.
I'm going Dallas.
Not even Luka in Dallas. I'm going Kyrie in Dallas. I don't think Kyrie want to leave Boston in game 7. And I think Kyrie might have 40 that night.
Luka,
all the marbles, dog. All the marbles. That was. Go ahead, man.
I would agree with y'all because if Boston let that happen, they need to lose. And I'm not saying as let it happen as it, but I'm saying if they get outplayed, like Billy was talking about, if they stay cold and they all want to do whatever and not, you know what I'm saying, catch that win, then you need to lose. Simple as that.
They better not.
I think the biggest impact tonight was the others. Dallas others outplayed Boston others 10 times over. Tonight, Gafford, Lively, my boy Green off the bench, Exum, Dante. I thought he was gone. I didn't even know Exum was still in the league till he went to Dallas.
I hate the way he played basketball.
But you gotta love it though. He pushed the pace. Like he pushed the pace. He makes you play defense. If you don't play defense, it's an easy bucket. And he gonna hit the open shot.
And what Hardaway was doing, why he only get to play tonight.
So listen.
He ain't been doing.
Hardaway lost his minutes a series ago, and he just never got them back. He was in the rotation, money. He was in the rotation. It's just, dog, he got exposed bad in the last couple series. It's like, yo, you might not be able to play. And he just didn't get a chance to play against Boston. But I thought it was going to be different. I thought once they got to Boston, it was like, all right, Hardaway, you're best suited for this type of matchup.
Right.
I'm gonna go on a limb and say, this is one of the most boring finals I've watched in maybe like 10 years.
And we got 4 superstars in it. 4. We got 4
because they're not superstars. At least Boston's versions are not superstars.
Boston's just a better team. Dallas got the better superstars.
They're deeper.
Like Boston's I said at halftime, they have 7 players that if they score 20, you wouldn't be surprised. 7 players on a team are capable of 20-point explosions. But some of them is explosion. That's a stretch? Okay, let's see. If Jason Tatum got 20, would you be surprised? No. If Al Horford got 20, would you be surprised? No. If
yes.
Holiday got
yes.
Al Horford, you'd be surprised at Al Horford again.
Like I said, I'm not saying he's a consistent 20-point guy, but he's capable of having 20 if other guys are off or if other guys are getting double.
Capable and being surprised. Everybody in the NBA is capable of having 20. I'm surprised surprises Al Horford's giving you 20. Come on,
Drew
let's
Holiday.
do it.
Drew Holiday, he give you 20. You surprised?
I'm surprised.
All right, Billy.
Drew Holiday was like averaging like 20.
Yeah, but he be on business with defense and everything.
Come on, Billy. Now you just saying stuff to say stuff. Come on.
If
Drew Holiday scored 20, you would be surprised.
You're saying stuff to say stuff. Horford averaged like 10 points a game.
I didn't.
And you're not surprised if he scored 20.
I didn't say what their averages are. I'm saying that all of them have. Every single person I'm naming has had a 20-point game. You're saying everybody's capable of it, but everybody in the NBA hasn't. Everybody in the NBA doesn't have 7 people who all have a 20-point game under their belt this season. That's all I'm saying. They all can. They all can score 20. That's all I'm saying. Go ahead, get your Googles on. I know you're going to Google me. You the fact checker. You the fact checker.
Gaffer had 26 in December, so that's 3.
Okay. We're not about to wait for you to look all this up. Man.
Lively had 22 on March 11.
Again.
That's 4. Who's else in their lineup? They all going to have to give you 20. PJ Washington.
He's definitely had a 20.
I can say he just stepped up too in this series.
So I'm saying they can all. What I'm saying is,
from what I see.
Oh, he's been stinking it up.
What I'm saying is they can all give you 20. It's just surprising if some does.
But I'm saying from what I've seen, I mean, not knowing him. That's what I'm saying. Not knowing him from what I've seen, and then now it's like, okay, he's doing a little something. Just I didn't say all that. He's doing a little something.
Before we get off,
Drew Holiday had 26 last game.
He did.
And he had 18 in game 2. 18, I think. In game
17. I think 17.
I got 2 questions. I got 2 questions before we get off of the NBA. One, if Boston wins game 5, who is more heavily favored as the MVP? Now that let me read Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum stats to y'all just from today. Jason Tatum shot 4 for 10, terrible, 15 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. Jaylen Brown, 3 for 12, only 10 points, 2 assists, 1 rebound. So if they both have good games, solid games in game 5, who would you heavily favor for the MVP?
It should be JB.
Yeah.
Okay. JB? Luke?
Yeah.
Off games 1, 2, and 3, I'm gonna say JB. I'm gonna say JB as well.
Who? Real quick rebut to all 3 of y'all saying JB. What if Jason Tatum has a 34-point game and JB has 18 in a close in game 5 and they win? Who would
They'll give it to Tatum? They'll give it to Tatum because
it was the closeout game.
It was the closeout game.
They have recency bias when it comes to booty.
They'll give it to Tatum if it's like that. If it's like a 28, if it's like a 28-26.
If it's 28-26, I'm giving it to JB as well.
I think it'll go to JB.
Even with 34, based off history, they might still give it to JB. Even with
if it's an ugly 34, if it's like a 7 for 24,
a 9 for 28, yeah.
If it's an ugly 30, then
even
they might get a nod to JB still.
Tatum had better stats the whole playoffs, and they still gave it to JB. It just didn't look good. All playoff long.
But to me, JB showed more than Tatum. To me,
I don't think he showed more money. I think he showed more scoring, more.
He's been more consistent.
Where it matters. It wouldn't matter.
It's not just what it matters because this is how I look at it. I look at it as 8 assists means I was responsible for at the least. If every one of my 8 assists was a layup, that's 16 points that I was responsible for. I look at that part of the game as well, not just scoring. Because at the end of the day, albeit Billy thinks that JB's the best player. I still think it's Jason Tatum. So he's seeing different defenses. He's seeing more double teams. He's having to work harder to get his. So if he can somehow score 22, 23 and get me 8 assists and get me 9, 10 rebounds, that stuff matters too to me. To me, that stuff matters.
It It does matter, but when you watch the game, some of the numbers
And that's
aren't
the
real
thing.
numbers.
But that's the thing.
You
say watch the game, but we fall in love with the scoring aspect of it.
No, when I say watch the game, Jason Tatum can have 5 assists, but as I'm watching the game, 5 of those assists
comes from
5 assists comes from he's going in crazy. It's a bailout, and somebody makes a real tough shot. You're not creating a play for him. You're not doing anything special. That guy just made a really tough shot. You didn't create that shot for him. It looked good on paper, but you really didn't facilitate the play or create an open shot for him. He just made a fucking tough shot. You got the assist. It looks good. But in reality, no.
I think tonight did show that Jason Tatum definitely, who is he, 25, 26?
About 25.
25, 26. He definitely needs to improve his shot-making ability. Because if he, I think if you look at, I'm not saying the two are any alike, but in aspects, if you look at early LeBron, when everybody talk about all he did was bulldoze his way to the basket, and you look at Tatum now, he is not as strong as LeBron, but he still tends to try and get those same shots.
Two things. He got
if it's not a step back.
He got the step back to the left 3-pointer, and he got just put my head down and be strong
and run.
Hey, they said they debating whether that Drake post was about Kendrick. Now they saying it was about Joe Button. I think he was really talking about Jason Tatum being a one-trick pony. I think he was talking about Tatum being a one-trick.
He's too much of a Kobe fan not to have a
That's what's crazy.
Not to have a life could be so much easier if you're 6'8" Life could be so much easier if you learn how to work the post.
The bag that Kyrie has is extraordinary and individualized to just him. But he also added a lot of Kobe to his game. So it's like, damn, if you add the stuff that Kyrie added to his game, the Kobe that he added to his game, if Jason Tatum adds that to his game, oh my God. Dog, you 6'8".
Turn your back to him.
What? Dog, do you know it was one point in the game? My bad, Luke. I got you in a second. It was one point in the game. I was like, wait, Kyrie is rushing back on defense to guard Jason Tatum. And Jason Tatum just stood on the wing.
And
what is happening?
Al Horford too.
Do you know how
Turn your
Diddy? Do you know how big Jason Tatum is? How wide his shoulder? I said no Diddy first. I said no Diddy. Don't do that to me. Do you know how big his shoulders? Dog, he should be. Dog, what? Kyrie guarding me? Hey, now on the block, and I'm gonna go to work. Like, I don't understand why.
That's how
happened. How you don't got that dog in you?
How Gafford treated Tatum is how Tatum should have treated Kyrie. Because I don't know if y'all seen that when Tatum got on Gafford,
he looked at it and said, "That's a little
ball.
He's too little. He's a boy.
Too little.
He's a boy.
But see, that's the thing. And I hate to be this guy because I'm a Bron fan. I'm a Bron guy. But from 18 to 25, Bron bag greatly improved. And you see Tatum and people like this that have more resources at their fingertips. To see that them not changing anything about their game and staying the same player throughout their first 7-8 years of career is sad to me. Because Tatum, like you said, Tatum's 6'8". He's athletic as hell. He jumped high as hell. And for you not to have a post fadeaway, a drop step, any type of post game.
Like, imagine if he just had Luka's little bump you off fadeaway at the free throw line.
Oh, he tries to have it.
That
he tries,
or even KD. KD gets someone smaller. He's just shooting right over the top. You can't even shoot over the top. Dang, wait, you can't even shoot over the top of somebody.
It's wild. Last question. I had 2 questions. This is my last one. Who y'all got for Game 5? Does Boston close it out, or does Dallas force Game 6?
I don't think Boston closes it out. Boston closes it out.
I'm going with Dallas because I just want to see more basketball. So I
didn't think I was going to hear this. I thought I was going to hear Boston around the horn.
I want to see more basketball, so I'm going with Dallas. I'm going to put it out there in the air. Dallas Game 5.
Money.
I'm sticking to it. Boston. They're going to win at home.
I think Boston wants to win at home, but I'm really reluctant to pick them because I think Dallas, although I don't agree with saying we figured them out, I think they're going to ride this hot wave of Game 4 and put up a really good fight, and it's going to come down to the superstars in Game 5. It's going to come down to the stars.
Game 3, though. I thought we would see this in game, maybe not a 40-point blowout, but I thought we would see this a 15 to 20-point win in Game 3.
I thought it was going to be blowout Game 3, not blowout, but I thought it was going to be Dallas clear cut better in Game 3, and then Game 4 was going to be competitive and Dallas win. I thought they was going to go back to Boston 2-2. That's what I thought it was going to be.
I think like I said earlier, the others, because at Horford, especially with a hurt Porzingis, Horford can't compete with the young Gafford and Likely. Can't do it. Lively, not Likely. Thinking football, he can't compete with them two. So, as far as athleticism, stamina, Al Horford plays on the wing a lot because you got to clear the lane because Tatum is head down to the basket. So if the others come to play like they did today and they lock in defensively like they did today, it ain't even got to be to the same aspect of this as they did today. If they give me 60% of what they gave me today in Game 6, I think Game 5 Dallas wins easy.
We got Dallas me, we got Dallas Luke, we got Dallas Billy. Money's taking Boston. Book it.
It depends. It depends on the KP play.
Well, obviously it depends on
KP not going. I don't think KP gonna play. Did you hear what they said? He tore.
Mm-mm.
They said he tore, or basically an impossible tendon to tear. I guess impossible to tear.
My thing is Billy is both legs. So even if he played, it's both legs. Because remember what he was out for, that was the other leg. So I don't think he's going to be a factor anymore in the finals. He got them game 1. If we being real, if it was a 1-game series and you get the MVP after 1 game, Kristaps would have probably got the MVP because of what he did in game 1. But I don't think he's going to be there no more. But we'll see what happens on Monday. Again, don't forget to come right back here for halftime. Every time we going live, every halftime of the NBA Finals. So don't forget to come back here. But let's get to the business at hand, man. Like I said when I let this off, man, I wanted to bring three men that I respect as men, like I said, but I just respect them as fathers, man. Raising amazing, beautiful. Wait, hold up. Am I the only one in here with a boy?
Yep. I'm gonna need you to relax too now.
So I didn't expect for this to be a girl dad show. I got 2 girls, but I do got a boy in the middle. But I'm here with 3 fathers that I just wanted to have father talk with, man, and just talk dad stuff, talk about Father's Day stuff, because it's Father's Day. You know what I hate about Father's Day? It's the most slept on holiday there is, dog. We don't get no love, dog. I don't get no love. Why does it seem like fathers don't matter? And I don't want to say that the people in our households don't love us or the people that matter don't love us. But why is Father's Day just breezed over when other holidays is looked at as, yep, let's crown this person?
Because I think, like you said, in my household, I'm loved, and I definitely feel that. But I think the stigma comes from it's just like anything else. It could be 100 goods, but that one bad gonna stick out like a sore thumb. So all the bad fathers tend to get more attention than the good fathers. And I think that's been the consensus for a while now. You know, growing up, I can honestly say, and it's sad to say it now, but I can't remember a Father's Day that I celebrated. And my dad lived with me. My dad loved me. Me and my dad used to watch cartoons together every day after school. Now he disciplined me and all that, but that dude taught me what it was to be a man. And I cannot remember a Father's Day that I actually celebrated with him. I can remember Mother's Days, but I cannot remember Father's Day.
Why is that though? Why is that what it is?
It's the percentages, man. At the end of the day, most kids, majority will say, "Hey, I had a mother," I grew up with my mother, not my father. There's going to be kids that grew up with both. There's going to be kids that grew up with the father and maybe not the mother. But the mass majority grew up with the mother. So, you know, more people are going to celebrate the mothers because the mothers are there majority of the time. It doesn't say there's anything less about the fathers. It's just, hey, that's the majority. They're gonna get the love. They're gonna get the most love because, hey, if we got 100 people, and 75 of them doesn't have fathers, you know,
But the thing is, this is my problem. This is my problem.
get more love.
What do you feel about? You said 75. If we got 100 people, 75 of them don't have fathers. My issue is they do have fathers. What do you say about those? And I'm not saying that the other 75 are all trying to be there. What do you say about the 20 out of that group that's trying to be active? And I hate to use the word not allowed, but I'm gonna use it. This is my platform. I don't even care. Not allowed to even be that father. Should they not still? So they still don't get celebrated, even though they're actively trying to be an active father. And a lot of times, I'm not saying this is every case. I'm not saying this is every case. But what about the guy that's trying to be active? That's not even allowed.
I personally go ahead, money.
You're the bad guy, no matter what. That's what it is. You're the bad guy, no matter what. So any and everything that you're doing, everything that you're contributing, if it's about you or if it's something that is not in tune with their agenda or what they want to have, what they have going on, then it's you the bad guy.
I mean, I
From
think,
my experience.
I mean, it goes back to. There's so many conversations that can just stem from this particular one that we won't get into. But I just think us as men, the system doesn't look at us as human. Almost. Right. The system don't look at us as human. Like, you know how hard it is for like you said, the ones that are actively trying to be a part of their kid's life, and they're just not getting the success of whether it's the court system or whether it's just mom being, you know, one of those spiteful. That's the word. Spiteful, vindictive. Like, if it's the mom being that way, it's just so many things that are built to go against us that I think sometimes it is fighting a losing battle. Sometimes. I'm not saying all cases. Now some cases is warranted. Maybe you out there in the streets, you're doing some stuff you shouldn't be doing. Mom don't want the kid around you. Cool. A lot of that stuff can be understood. But then for the ones that are not, and it's just spite because the man may not want to be with you or whatever the case may be, and you act in this way and you're doing these things, you're only hurting the child at the end of the day.
Right.
Every kid needs a dad. Moms can't be dads, and dads can't be moms. You know, I got a good friend of mine who's raising three daughters, put them through college, doing everything for them, and it took him. I kid you not. The mom was all type of messed up. It took him 10 years to get sole custody of his kids. Where if it was the roles was reversed from the jump. But it's just like I said, it's a system. I don't think it's anything other than that. I think the system is just built to go away from the dad being a huge part of the life. And now let me ask you a question: does that stem from back in the day? Because I do feel like more dads today, as our millennials come up, Gen Z, X, whatever, double A, double B, whatever the gens are, as we go forward now, where things are changing and we are being more active, not only as fathers, just being active members of society. And we're getting that older generation where they may have been affected by the 80s, the 70s, and all those epidemics, the crack epidemic and all this stuff. And, you know, do you see or do you think it's changing, or do you see the change happening? Because I feel like I do see the change happening, but it's one of those turtle race.
Change as up or down?
Up. I think it's up. I think it's up for us as dads. I think the younger generation sees it better than the ones that was in power before us.
I think we still got. I still think we got hurdles to climb. I still think it's a lot of active dads that are trying to be active that sometimes are met with rejection, met with no, not for the wrong reasons. Sometimes it's for the right reasons. I mean, if the dad is not the right person for the kid, sometimes, like you said, motherfucker might be in the streets doing stuff that, hey, I don't want my kid around that. So I understand those instances is the ones that's like, come on, man. When you're doing it out of spite, when you're doing it just because, don't use your child, don't use the child as a weapon. You should never do that, in my opinion.
You know what comes to mind?
Let me ask you a question. The justification. So, us being fathers, right?
Mm-hmm.
The things that mothers do that we don't approve of. Why is it that doesn't can determine the aspect of how things go? So how we do, if we're in the streets, if we doing whatever we doing, providing for home, making sure home good and all and everything else.
I think it.
Why is it that we get down upon, or you not doing what you're supposed to do, but when women do things, it's not frowned upon. Excuses is made.
Because like Billy said, the percentages in the history in the past is they come up with their mothers. They come up with their mothers.
Oh, I know. I'm a mama's boy. I mean, I ain't handled that. I got a sperm donor, so I had to learn.
Y'all know I had
being a man on my own.
Money, I had to explain. I had to explain to my daughter Manaya what daddy's girl meant. Not just explain to her. I just like, you do realize that, like, that's a thing. Like, you should be closer with me than with your mom. She was like, huh? She was like, huh? I was mad. She was like, no. I was like, yeah, you ever heard the term mama's boy or daddy's girls? Like, I think so. I was like, yo, that's real, because that's like, why you so close with her? I just want my kids to love me the same way.
Right.
This is a crop of help.
I'm so used to it, man. So I got, 3 girls, another one on the way.
Yeah.
Shout out to Luke. 4 girls.
4 girls. So, but the thing is, what Billy, you done? You only got girls. I'm gonna have a son. So not to get a part of the audience too much of me, but I was adopted as a kid, right? And growing up, I was always a little different. I'm light skinned. I am black, nigga. I am black. But I'm light skinned. I'm light skinned.
I'm an Asian.
That's crazy. Why you got so growing up, like, I was always different, right? But I never felt different. And I think that was because of my dad. Like, my dad never, like, I got so many stories, man. This dude was just so solid. And he could have been a statistic. He could have been one of those ones that left because he had many reasons to leave, but he stuck around. He stayed there. He taught me what it was to be a man. And I think that's kind of instilled those core values in me, watching him and understanding how he treated me as a kid. And I think that the issue with a lot of people today, and these younger dudes today that just don't give a fuck about nothing, is they didn't have that core value, those core values instilled in them by somebody that they could look up to. I know, BG, I know your situation, and you had that. You had that. Money, I don't know your situation, but you a solid dude, and I know who you are as a dad. And obviously, me and Billy been rocking for 25 plus years. So I know that y'all have it. But a lot of those people don't have that in them, or have that around them to say, hey, this is what it is to be a man, taking care and handling your business as a man, whether you want to or not. Things got to get done. And I think that's a huge part of it, and how these kids are being raised.
Go ahead, Billy.
A little clarification, when I mentioned earlier about fathers not being there, not the fathers that aren't trying, but there's fathers out here who really just aren't there. They're not trying. They don't want to see their kids. They don't want to pay child support. They're denying them. They don't want to do nothing for them. So there's a lot of people that fall in. There's a lot of kids that fall into that category. And at the end of the day, I'll tip my hats off to a lot of moms. Because at the end of the day, most of them are there every day, all
Of course.
day. Because the percentages are showing that, hey, a lot of more people growing up with moms only than dads only.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of the day, I think it comes down to us as dads, as fathers, just, we just have to be better. Like, we have to be accountable. We have to be better. As much as we're saying we're trying, those good dads who are not in the household, there is so much more that friends could be doing that we just aren't doing. Like, and I agree. Like, I think Luke said it earlier, I do think the odds are against us. I think the system is set up in favor of the mom. But there's so much that we can do that we don't take advantage of. And a lot of us just sit and complain. I don't see my kids. I don't get to do this. I don't get to do that. I hear it all the time. There's so much that we can do, that we just don't do. I think the first step is just us being accountable. Hey, I'm not in the home. I want to be the best dad that I can do. What are all my options? Let me take advantage of my options. Because someone who's complaining, who's trying to see their kids, if you laid out the options to them, hey, we can do this, 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 and this, 9 times out of 10, they haven't did any of it. It's
But
just like,
those
do
options,
you do
Billy,
money?
Billy,
money behind them too, though.
but are those conversations being had though?
Those conversations are probably not being had. And that's just like, hey, have those conversations, know your options. Some people may not even just know the options. Because at the end of the day, you may not see your child as much as you want to see him. But you have rights. You can see that child. Like, you take it to the courthouse, you can see that child. Like, if you ain't taking it there, you ain't gonna see him. You just gonna keep complaining. So
we can also go back, but we can also go back to a lot of I know where we raised at. I know where Chicago, Philly. A lot of these dudes may not be the most solid dudes financially, and a lot of those options come with financial responsibilities that they just may not be able to take advantage of because of they don't necessarily have that.
I slightly disagree with you though, Luke. I don't like the, hey, this wasn't afforded to me, or I don't have this option. Do I think us as black men have it a lot harder than some others? Yes, I do. But I still feel like I've seen success stories from guys that came from nothing. I've seen roller coasters that dove into the bottom of the ocean from guys that had a lot. So it's how you approach life. It's how you approach life. So I don't want to give men that excuse. Hey, I can't because of this. No, say because of this, I'm gonna try my damnedest to not have my kid have to go through that as well.
And I
That's how I
completely
feel.
agree.
You
But a
shouldn't
lot of
use
that
it as
stuff,
an excuse. Use it as a motor. I personally, I'm not going to speak for all three of y'all, but for me, I'm not saying my dad, who's my stepdad, but he's my father. Like, let's be clear, that's my father who raised me. Albeit he was great, I still want the things for my kids that I didn't have. The little things that, I'm not saying he wasn't amazing, but damn it, nobody's perfect, and I want to try to achieve to be better than him. One thing he instilled in me was, I don't want you to be like me. I want you to be better than me. I want you to be better than me. And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to be better than him. And then I want Manaya, I want Micah, and I want Miley to be better than me. That's the only way we're going to break this thing that we saying, oh, dads can't do this, dads ain't this, is by stepping up and being that positive and good role model for them, and give them our morals, give them the things that we've learned through our life experiences, so that they don't experience the bad that we had. They're going to experience some bad. They're going to experience some bad. But the bad they experience, they're going to be able to teach those lessons to their kids. And in 50, 100 years, the lineage of the Green family, the lineage of the Smith family, lineage of the Brown family, we all gonna have good lineages, y'all, because we started that cycle of good instead of, all right, yeah, I got a mom, but that's all I know is my mom.
But and I say a lot of these things, a lot of these systems, they require lawyers. Lawyers require money, and money may not always be the easiest to come around. Obviously, depending on where you're from and how you were raised and the life that you're living, determines all of that, right? And the goals that you set for yourself as a man determine how much you're making in this world. But a lot of that stuff, a lot of it's out of our control.
But they don't require lawyers.
A lot of it does, though. I got a family member going through it right now.
You can
lawyers cost $700 an hour.
It really only requires lawyers if you're not living right. If you're living right, you can represent yourself.
You can self-represent
in your custody battle. What?
In most of those in all of those situations, you can self-represent. It's
cool.
Just
not an issue.
It's in your favor to have a lawyer.
My brother self-represented. My brother self-represented. He's paying $1,700 a month for 2 kids. $1,700 a month. Fam only making $3,500 a month. He ain't got no college degree. He ain't got and that's the thing. That's where we come from. Is the system. And I agree with y'all. There's a lot of things that we can do, and a lot of information that may not be right at our fingertips, but we can go get. But for the ones that just don't know, it's a lot harder. I'm not going to turn the blind eye to these people and say, hey, maybe we need to get more education when it comes to certain things. But when you're going through it at the moment, a lot of those things you just don't know.
That's an accountability issue. Like if you don't, for me, the way I look at it, if you don't know, you figure it out. When I graduated high school, I didn't know about college. I didn't know about student loans. I didn't know about credit scores. I didn't know about buying a house. I didn't know about getting taxes. I didn't know about tax. I didn't know about none. My parents, and I don't blame my parents because they didn't know. Like we was really poor. They didn't know.
None of our parents were.
They did the best they can.
They did the best, but nobody's parents can say they taught them taxes.
Life happens, and you have to figure it out.
Adapt. You gotta adapt and do what you have to do.
You gotta figure it out. You gotta figure it out because life is going to happen.
So that's why I personally disagree. Because I had a man in my life that taught me those things. He told me about taxes. He told me about student loans. He told me about these things. I didn't listen, but those things were told to me, and I still had to figure it out. See, my dad died. My God rest his soul. That's my dog. I love him to death. My dad died when I was 21. So a lot of the things in life that I was supposed to learn, maybe it would have came a little bit later. Hey, Dad, what about this? What about that? I didn't have those options. My brothers wasn't in the best situations. My brother didn't go through a lot of that stuff. So when I was going through it, I'm a man. I'm independent. I can figure this shit out on my own. But I think that's just us as Black men. We have this thing where it's like, I can't ask for help, but we can. But the thing is, I got solid dudes around me. I got 3 of them on the screen right now. If I got trouble, I got issues, or if I'm fucking up, I can hit my guys up. But a lot of these people don't have those solid dudes in their corner to where they can do that.
Only got yes men in their corner.
So, I got 3 things. Can I share with y'all real quick?
Yep.
Strong foundation. That's what being a father is. That's one of your duties, bro. Guide and decision making. Our logic is styled in both our children. I have all girls, but in both jobs, boy and girl. A woman, with us talking and speaking for men, we're not taking nothing from women, just speaking from our perspective as dads. When it's the aspect, bro, we look at things differently than they do. We don't act accordingly and emotionally. You get caught up in your emotions. Your emotions control your life. You don't control your life. You think how we know, but knowing and doing by logic, we ride it out no matter what. Not because that made us mad or that made us sad or upset or we just not feeling it today. We know we got to go out here and do it and get it regardless.
Always.
You have to get it regardless. Period.
Mhm.
The guidance and the support. We see things they don't see. I use this for an example. So my youngest is in Dubai. Nothing against that or whatever, where she is and everything, but it'd be a lot of creeps everywhere. I'd be on my daughters. I'm more harder on them, and they think that I'm mean, I'm cold, and all this. I tell them all the time, if you can't handle me, you have no idea what's out there in that world. I put them on business, know what to be looking at, know how to act, how to carry themselves and everything else, regardless of where they are. Now, them older and they can understand and acknowledge everything now is, oh, Dad, you was right. I thought you were so mean. You were so mean. You so mean. Right? I used to not say they hate it, but they'd be like, man, you just so mean. I didn't want to talk to you, deal with you, but now I see why you are the way you are. The way you are. Damn, I just said it 3 times, but you get the gist of it. Why I am the way I am, and they miss out on that. Let's be real. There's a lot of crazy things going on out here. Women having brothers, having fathers. Okay, yeah, you might been around a man, but when you out here, you always gonna need to be secure and protected. You can't do that yourself. You can't.
They're just being a strong, like you said, being a strong foundation. Like we raising women out here. I know BG the only one with a son, but for us other 3, we raising young women out here, and we got to teach them. I was a young dude before. I know what it is. I know how the game go. Like I can look at a young dude and tell you what he about. I can see it because I was him. I wasn't shit. I wasn't who I was supposed to be. You know what I mean? Like I can see. Yeah. I got my oldest going to high school next year. Like these are conversations that I have with her. Like I can see what it is from a mile away. I can see all that.
So let me ask. Okay, my bad.
I'm saying for me being an ain't shit nigga.
I already know where Billy going.
For me coming from an ain't shit nigga, like I can see all of that, but that again comes from being a strong foundation and now being secure in who I am as a man, who I am as a husband, who I am as a father. Like I'm secure in that, and I can understand and I can teach my kids what it is this world is. Because like Money said, this world is crazy. Why y'all laughing, bro? What's up?
I'm listening to you, Luke, but I'm looking at Billy.
I'm laughing because I'm thinking about my next question.
I'm listening to you, but I'm looking at
Luke.
Billy.
Put it in my head, like because I'm just gonna ask it. We've been real serious. I want to lighten the mood. Have a little fun as well. We all got daughters, so how old are your daughters, Money?
My oldest is 27. My youngest is 15.
Damn. Boy, you old as hell.
Hey man, hold on.
That boy started early.
Wait a minute.
That boy started
early. You sure I went to middle school?
Don't do that.
I went in 8th grade.
Don't do that.
So
I had my oldest when I was 18.
So it's easy for you to answer, Money. How old is your oldest, BG?
14.
14?
Oh, 14.
14. And Luke, I think you about to have a 14-year-old too.
Yeah,
so
I'm about to have 14.
And mine's is about to be 13, my oldest. So we're getting to the age, guys. And Money's been past that age because he got a 27-year-old. So he's a little bit. We're gonna skip him for a little bit. So we get to the age now. They're going into.
No, but he can enlighten us because he went.
Yeah, he can tell us though.
He went through what you about to ask.
What about the ass? So we get into the age now, guys. We get to the age.
I had a conversation
13,
with
14,
Billy, so
8th grade, 9th grade, high school. That's gonna be these little guys. They're gonna come up. be like, hey, you know, they're gonna start spitting game to your daughters, and your daughters are gonna take some interest in men. What they look like on y'all side is dads. You know, we're just getting into it. You know, middle school, they're gonna start taking interest in these guys. They may or may not start telling you or your wife. You're gonna hear about it. I heard the story with a little guy like Kenzie, I want to say. You know, kind of, and Luke kind of went off. Luke went off already, so you know, Mike Lowry style. So what that look like for me is like I'm not ready. I'm trying to get ready because it's gonna come. You know, I don't want to deal with it, but you got to deal with it.
What's your question, dog?
So what is it like?
Why you guys set the stage?
What is it? I said, what is it like? So he come. What's your oldest daughter name?
Who?
Manaya.
Oh,
Manaya.
Manaya.
Crazy. Yeah, Manaya. Sanaya.
Yeah, my daughter named Sanaya. So the guy comes in. He said, "Hey, you know, he's spitting game to Manaya. I'm trying to take you out. What's going through your head, BG?"
Oh, BG got a perfect story.
Tell us about it.
So if
BG got a perfect story.
Who came to me in y'all's story? I don't care about my story. In y'all's story, did he come up to me, or am I just witnesses?
Nah, you finding out about it. You know, you finding out about it. Either way, how you feel? Either way.
Well, I will hope that I have this type of relationship with my daughter. Like she could come to me and say, "Hey,
I can't hear you.
Good. I don't want to be heard right now. Y'all can't hear me at all?
Go ahead. Yeah, I can hear you now. It was low.
So I would hope that I have the relationship that she would feel like she can come to me and say, "Hey, Dad, hey, that's a really good tequila you drinking, by the way, Luke. That's my favorite tequila, Addictivo." But I would hope that she would come to me and say, "Hey, Dad, I'm getting to the age where I think such and such is interesting." I will hope that
I don't know if I want. I want it.
I'd rather it come to me than I just find out.
No, I don't care about how she approaches you. How do you feel? Like, what's your thoughts? Where your head at?
Go
ahead.
You can speak to it. You can really speak to it.
What I've done and continues to do, not in a disrespectful way, but I said it to him straight. I tell him what these dudes gonna be on, and ask you want to be a victim or you want to stand your ground and be who you are.
I don't want to be on the side of the kid. I don't want to be on the side of the kid money. Real quick, I just want to rebut that last statement. Is it fair? Is it fair of us to think that the youth today is what the youth we were? Is it fair?
They's worse.
No, they way worse. But
actually, was fair. That's all I want to know.
The youth today.
Continue.
Can
I just wanted to say
that.
Can
I finish though? Because I had these conversations before this time right now, but I have the conversations with my nieces and other female family members that are young and that's all involved in this. That
you breaking up?
It's too crazy out here. Like understanding, knowing what your worth is with this social media and all that. Everybody want to look like everybody, dress like everybody. Everybody want to do stuff to their bodies. Like, don't get caught up into that. Especially with all the makeup and everything else. Don't get caught into that. Be you. Love your natural beauty and understand and knowing that whoever this is you're dealing with is contributing. But me being me, I've shown them how I can be, and that's not bragging. Learning process of being a father, single father, rather. So I showed them what not to be and what not to be in. And again, not in a disrespectful manner or none of that. I just set them straight with reality, understanding like if you can't deal with me and how I am and see life, then when you get out here, it's nothing. You're not going to be able to survive because that's my job. That is my job to prepare you to get out here. And my delivery, it can be rough and it can be cold sometimes, but it's reality. Now they had a soft spot with me, and it'll get to me and sorry, baby, and this, that, and the other. We have our moment, but understanding that, like, what I'm telling you is real. So you need to be on your P's and Q's even more because you are a female.
You're giving me what you're going to give them. I danced around a question and you continue to tap dance.
Hey, listen.
Billy, no. All Billy said was, "How do you feel?" That's all he said. He didn't say, "What are you gonna do? Well, how are you gonna prepare them?"
Sure, add that.
Let me ask.
I'm not with it, but I mean, me and him gonna have to have a conversation.
Let me
put it
I'm
out
gonna let
there
him
first.
know like what it is and
Hold on.
what it's not. That's every father though.
Let me put it out real
I
quick,
just
Luke.
think-
I don't have any advice before you go. I'm soaking up the advice because I'm in the stage right now of I don't know. So I'm asking to get your feedback because y'all ahead of me. Because y'all older than me. Y'all ahead of me.
Let me
Oh, you
put
older
this.
than me, nigga.
Let me say this too, because but like anything and everything else, if you develop that relationship to where they know that they can come talk to you, bro, where that their approach to anything, number one, of course, they're gonna feel, if not say self-conscious, but they might feel uncomfortable wanting to have this conversation with you. You being open and being real with them, that gives them that safe space to where they can come to you. Yeah, they know that you might get mad or you know, might be on super defensive. But the fact of them coming to you and being able to speak to you about it, that means a whole lot than not. Well, and I'm saying with my experience, so me being the way I am, yeah, I might be harsh in my delivery. Yeah, I might say some things that might, you know, jab them a little bit. But I'm doing it, number one, out of all love, and then letting them know, like, look, you can always come talk to me. I'm always here for you. And I give them that. I basically get them what I didn't ever have with no daddy. And again, it's different when with
like
daddy
I said
and dog.
earlier, all we ever want to do is give them what we didn't have. Even the things we had was okay. What we had was okay. It's just we want to give them the stuff that we didn't even have when we was kids.
I think raising girls, I ain't gonna front. I don't like it. I don't. You know that
Shit is hard.
Yo, shout out my dog Kenzie, dog. Shout out my
Hey, you know the saying, like, raising a son, you only got to worry about one, but raising a girl, you got to worry about every one of them.
every one of them. Dog.
So the thing with like so I get what Money's saying, but Money also speaking from having a perspective of having an older kid, where that older child can come talk to you and understand that you may be harsh, but you're going to be honest, right? I got a teenager, and I got a preteen, and I got two more way down below. They don't understand that. They look at me like I'm the bad guy. When
Always.
they look at me like I'm the bad. They look at me like I'm the bad guy when I say these things. You know, I remember a point, and you asked about kids today versus kids then. Like kids, I think kids today are worse because with social media and TikTok and Instagram and all these things, they have access to so much shit that we didn't have access to. Like Twitter came out, and what we had MySpace back in when we Facebook.
Hey,
Was
money. Listen to this young dude talk about what he had. Like we ain't grow up on no damn.
We had Black. You had Black Planet,
Black
Bro,
Planet.
I got Black Planet when I was in. I think I was in the military.
Yeah, Black. You
old as hell, boy.
That and MySpace.
Money.
It was the Black Planet and MySpace.
I had Black Planet in my space when I was in the military, dog. I didn't grow up with no Black Planet in my. What the hell are you talking about?
Hey man, let me.
Remember we had the party line. You remember that? The party line? Well, we had it back where I was.
You don't know. Luke, do you understand that you no. Do you realize there was a phone line that you would call and it was just like 60 people in it just talking?
No, never heard of that.
I grew up with that. The
Hey,
party line was
the box.
the thing, dog.
I had the box.
I got my
96.
I got my ass whipped in the box one time, dog. My mom got the cable
she came
bill.
in at 3:00 in the morning.
No. My mom got the cable bill and it had somebody ordered a video on the box. She whipped my ass for like an hour straight until I told her what I ordered. Dog, I was so spooked and because I didn't do it. I just made up something. I said, "Mom, I ordered what's the four." You remember Mary J. Blige? What's the 411? Y'all too young on that side of the screen. You remember what's the 411 from Mary J. Blige?
Crazy.
I'm on this side now.
Hey, Billie.
So kids today have access to so much shit, and it's at their fingertips, and women are sexualized so much. They're raising girls. You gotta my goal is to teach them that one, they're enough, right? You're enough just the way you are. You know, I got a super serious kid. Like my oldest is super serious, and she's in that. She just left middle school. Middle school is the fucking worst, dog. Middle school is the fucking worst. Middle school. I remember in sixth grade, I went through her phone, right? You know what I'm saying? Because I'm that dad. I went through her phone, and there was a little chick in her group chat talking about a little boy at the bus stop asked her to goddamn, you know what I'm saying, give him some, you know what I mean? And I'm like, fam, like this is sixth grade. This is fucking sixth grade. I didn't have none. I wasn't thinking about none. In sixth grade, it was hoop, video games, and cartoons.
Shit.
That's all it was. Going to Phyllis Wheatley. You remember Phyllis Wheatley out front of Beck we used to go to the gym every morning at 7 o'clock in the morning.
We was on summer six.
I wasn't me personally. I wasn't thinking about it. Like it wasn't even it didn't cross my mind.
My mind was
but nowadays
I don't know about 6th, 7th grade. I wanted some of that.
Well,
I wanted.
I get it.
No, it's different.
Hey Billy,
I was there.
Billy,
I was raised with a dad, nigga.
I was raised by a dad too. I just wanted to see what that be like.
I was.
My mom.
I'm not saying I was doing it. What grade we talking? Yeah, I wasn't doing it.
My body. My mom was there.
I wanted to know what that be like, though. I definitely wanted to know what that be like.
But we didn't have bro. We couldn't just leave school, text a girl, text and do all this stuff. Like it wasn't.
You had none of that.
It
You
wasn't
had to interact. You had to talk.
Like Kevin Hart said, he got this Italian knacker on the phone. I don't ever want to see that. But
hey, can we move on? Can we move on?
Hey, hold on. Before we move on, Billy, I got something else, another perspective to give you, bro. You were involved, so I can't speak on you, but me being a single dad out here, it's a lot of women that have daddy issues. You don't want your daughters to have daddy issues where they go searching for you somewhere else. So that's another way of having an approach of letting them know that regardless of who they are and who they become and develop to be, you'll always be there to support them. Yeah, you will have what you need to say to them about it. You might not approve, but understanding and knowing that you got them regardless, bro, it just flow different. It just flow different.
And that's why
that's
I
the
said,
key to
you
being
gotta teach
active.
these kids. But
the difference between being a dad and being an active father is different.
But like I said, it's just teaching these girls that you're enough. Like, don't let a man determine your worth. You know, don't let a man determine your worth. Don't let a man change who you are as a person. Don't let a man change your morals.
Not just a man, nobody. Because the bad thing about it is the age that our kids is, Luke, they not even influenced by what the boys.
They influenced by their fuck ass friends.
They friends. That's who they do it for. They trying to get accepted by their friends.
And they some fuck ass friends. Listen, I tell my kids all the time, bro. Like, you know, and like I said, I try to lead by example, right? I try to surround myself. And I know my wife does as well. We try to surround ourselves with solid people that we can count on. And I literally just had this conversation maybe 2 days ago, and I told my daughter, I was like, hey, just have friends that support you in everything that you do, especially when there's a passion behind the things that you want to do. If you have friends that you don't feel that have your best interests at heart, then that person is not your friend. Like I said, word by word, I said, I have friends that I can ask a question to, and if I'm fucking up, they're gonna tell me I'm fucking up. If I'm doing a good job, they're gonna tell me I'm doing a good job. My friends win, I win. I win, my friends win. And we all want to see each other win. And I was like, do you honestly think that everybody in your friend group wants to see you win or wants to see you do great? Because she was talking, my daughter is very smart. She's top of her class every year.
Got it from my mama.
And that's a fact. And I asked her, and she said that she told me that there's moments that she doesn't want to tell her friends that she got a good grade on an assignment or got an A in the class or whatever the case may be, because her friends may feel a certain type of way. I said, then baby girl, them ain't your friend.
Right.
I said, you can't.
Luke, we was the same way.
But that's
our age when we was in school. Who was the weirdo? Why you so? Why the people that got good
that
grades?
Way no more though.
When people got good grades. Those are the people that we clown.
I don't live on that side of town.
I got good grades and I ain't get clown.
I don't live on that side of town.
I didn't care.
We ain't over there no more.
And that's the thing, though, money.
I couldn't come home. I couldn't come home with no good grades. I couldn't come home with no grades like that.
What I just said, though, money. They not trying to impress us. They trying to impress their friends. I want my kid to want to do the best for the people that matter, not the people that. Yeah,
right.
in 5 years, they want to
fit in too much. Like they want to be. Everybody want to be like each other. Like everything. Like why? Be who you are. Be individual. That's what you're here for. Like I really don't get that. Everybody want to look the same, talk the same, have the same clothes on, like deal with the same people.
That's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking when you and Billy both wore black tees. I'm like, dog, why y'all trying to look like y'all group?
We in violence, man. That's the biggest problem, BG. Like at the end of the day, we can preach all we want to preach. We're not their biggest influencers.
Right. That's so sad.
And we want to be though.
And that's what's crazy.
And we're not.
We want to be.
So the issue is, I don't know if it's an issue. The challenge is trying to influence our kids, knowing we're not the biggest influencers. All right, how do we penetrate? How do we get this lesson in, knowing they can go in and hear something else from their best friend at school, and they're gonna take heed to that way before they take heed to what we said. All right, how do I push this message out?
You know what?
Because I know we second. I know we second right now.
Say that one more time, Luke.
We're second.
I'm a cool ass dude, and I got motion. When I go outside, I got motion.
Say that first statement one more time.
I'm a cool ass dude, and my kids look at me like I'm the lamest person ever, dog.
How hard is it? How hard is it for y'all to manage that part? Being the cool dad and the parenting dad. Because I struggle with that. Because I was the cool dad for a while, but then shit wasn't getting done that I needed to be done. Things that I expected out of my daughter wasn't happening. And I had to become that strict dad, and it took away from my cool. Is it more? Do you want to be cool and strict and be respected for it? Or do you just want to be, look, you're going to respect me because I'm your parent?
So I started the opposite way. So my oldest growing up, being the influence of her younger sisters, I made sure she knew that shit had to get done. And I don't want to hear no lip. I don't want to hear none of that. But now that she's getting older, we can have our inside jokes and we can do these things. And we can have these conversations. But I needed her to understand who I was first. I'm a parent first. My job in this world, before y'all, I ain't had one. I ain't really had no purpose. Like I was just outside living. But now that you're here, my job is to make sure you 3, now 4, are productive members of society. And how can I teach that if I come from a military background? One, you got to have integrity. You got to do the right thing when no one's looking at you, right? So if that's walking down the stairs and seeing a piece of trash on the stairs, just pick it up, throw it away because you've seen it. Don't walk over it type shit. Now that, for the most part, I ain't saying they got that down pat because they definitely don't. They definitely don't. But now they know what I expect. So if I get on to them, they know exactly what they did wrong. They may not like it, but they know. And now I can be the cool dad. And now I can, go buy sneakers that they don't know I'm buying them. Now I can shoot her some couple dollars on her Apple Pay or Cash App. Let her go spend time with her friends and so on and so forth. Because they know what I expect. So we're used to, I think, What you're saying is you started off cool dad first, and now you're trying to be the disciplinary. I was
Wait.
I
Don't
was
you
the
ever?
opposite.
Wait. Let's start over. Don't you ever disrespect me again? I ain't trying to do nothing. I wear. Look. I might not wear 36, but these pants is big. Let's be clear. Let's be clear. I'm not trying to do nothing.
Hey, that picture you posted the other day, that was a wild picture when you had them new size 40 jeans.
Oh yeah, when I posted
Niggas
that old
niggas
picture, I seen
a
that
buck
was a
30
that was a nasty era, dog. I sent the picture to my young boys that I was talking about was a size 42. Wow. A pair of true religion size 42 waist. Anybody that know me, no, I don't still got them. They was literally, I'm about to move, so I'm going through closets that had boxes of clothes that we just had just because. So I'm going through it.
You ain't never been that big, so why would you have a 42?
Hey, niggas a buck 80.
Money, you live through the era.
What you're not about to do is act like you didn't grow up in the
You live through the era.
Where we had tall.
You live through the era.
We had tall
biggest
tees.
flex. Like
we had tall tees with the stickers on.
I kept my.
I'm just saying though.
I mean, was fucked up. Yeah, that T-shirt.
However y'all said, pause, no, whatever. I mean, you a tall individual, but since I know you, not saying that you could ever not be fat, but you've always been slim and tall since I met you. So a 42, like, bruh, I'm my size. Well, I'm like 36, 38. You said a 42, and I know but hold on. I mean that I'm not saying that as in a demeaning way, but I'm just saying, bro. Like,
but see, that's
money.
the thing.
You live through the era. You live.
I mean, I did have big clothes, but not that big, bro.
Listen,
when me and Billy was in high school,
Poets T-shirt.
When me and Billy was in high school, so I kid you not, man. I kid you not. So we came when me and Billy was in high school. I think our freshman, maybe sophomore year in high school. This when Jeezy was real big, right? And then there was
Snowman.
Jeezy the Snowman. You had Jeezy the Snowman, and then you had what was that song? Yup, in my white tee. Yup, in my black tee.
I was down your way. I was down your way when it came out. I was at.
So you remember that, right?
I was at.
So we was at school. We was in school. Everybody either had the first couple of days of school. Everybody either had on a 4X white tee, or a 4X black tee. With tall T sticker, the orange sticker still on it. What the hell? He got the proof.
With the nasty Ibizu print.
The Ibizu.
Hey, somebody get a screenshot. The nasty award goes to the motherfucking BG.
So they banned like, bro, they literally thought the school was half gang, like half the white tee gang, the black tee gang, and they banned them shits. And they banned Jeezy the Snowman t-shirts. So we all grew up in a nasty era of fashion. The nasty era of fashion. Like I think my smallest pair of jeans was probably like a 37, 38, about a 38, like length. So my shits was dragging the ground. Like shits was nasty.
All right, man, let's move on, man.
Oh, wait, hold on. Wait. Let's go back to what you asked. You asked that question. I'd rather be a straight up dad so they understand and know what's going on, and then we have that coolness. Once they acknowledge and understand and know what's going on and why the main reason I am the way I am with them, as far as providing structure and discipline and preparing them, once they get that in their own way and be able to process it and then deal with you on their level as you see them grow, but especially mentally. Because it can happen like that. You get asked questions one day, you be like, whoa, where'd that come from? And because, again, them development. So I always be about business, not the cool. Because that'll come later on.
I think being a dad is just so important. Like being an active father is just so important, and definitely young men, but young women especially, man, because the world is built to influence young women. Like I said, whether it's fashion, whether it's food, whether it's social status, whether it's cool to do this or cool to do that, your hair this way, your hair that way. and I try to imprint and show love. My goal is to lead with compassion, right? Lead with love, lead with compassion. That's how I always tell my daughter, like when she talks to her sisters, to talk with love, talk with compassion, because you were them at one point, and now that they look up to you, they're gonna look to you and they're gonna ask you questions before they ask me and mom, because you're the big sister, you're the one that's supposed to have their back. So I make it a goal for them to understand and to acknowledge the responsibility that they have as young women, but me as a father to lead with love and compassion, because I think love and compassion is just, the world doesn't show you a lot of love and compassion. So my job is to show you that it is out there. You just got to find it in the right place, and don't go looking for it in a bottle. Don't go looking for it in makeup covering, every inch of your face, or don't go looking at Instagram.
All your validation is right here. All your
validation is right here. You're beautiful young women. Don't let a man tell you otherwise. And I think it's just so hard to grasp that concept as kids, because that's what they are. They're still kids at the end of the day, and it's so hard for them to grasp that concept, because just as we were, they're definitely, we were in a right now society, but they're also like in a super right now society, because they want everything right now. They want the validation right now. They want this right now. They think because of what we're doing in life as parents and the successes that we're seeing as parents, our kids don't fully grasp the concept of work. They don't fully understand.
I say every day in my house, I'm raising the Kardashians, dog. My kids are so fucking spoiled, dog. I tell them to their face, I'm raising Kardashians.
Listen, to answer your question, I think I'm more of the cool dad, but I reel it in too. And I want to shout out Fat, because it runs through my head all the time. Repetition is the father of learning. I'll be the cool dad. I'll tell you what's right, what's wrong. And if you get out of bounds, I reel it in. What I've learned with having kids, especially girls, you got to have patience. So they're going to get out of bounds, you reel it back in. You get out of bounds, you reel it back in. This is the right thing to do. And over the years, I'm learning that, hey, I'm going to do the best that I can. When they turn 18, they're going to have to make their own decisions. They're going to be who they are, no matter what type of guidance I gave them. They're going to be great people. They're going to be terrible people. I'm going to love you regardless. You're my child. But hey, during this time, hey, I'm gonna do best that I can. And I'm trying to take the stress off me. Hey, this is the right thing to do. I want to teach you this. I want to give you these lessons I didn't have. I'm gonna try to be cool while doing it. And a lot of times I embarrass them, and I laugh about it half the time. So trying to be the cool dad. Sometimes I'm the embarrassing dad. It is what it is.
I'm always the embarrassing dad in my house.
I become the embarrassing dad. I reel them back in when I can. And at the end of the day, when they hit 18, when they hit the ground and running, I just want to say, hey, I did the best that I could. I gave them all the information that I had. I don't want them running off saying, hey, I wish I knew this. Like, hey, I gave you the foundation. I need you to run with it. So, and I just repeat it, just like a rinse. What's the process? Wash, rinse, and repeat.
Yep.
Wash, rinse, and repeat, man. It's hard, man, at the end of the day.
Yeah, it definitely
it's hard.
It definitely is.
That's the misconception. That's the crazy part about it, is a lot of people look at it as fatherhood is hard. Being a dad is hard. It's not that it's hard. It's just never the same. Day by day it changes. And it
changes every day.
You're forever having it. All right, well, wait, now I got to attack it like this. Now I got to attack it like that. And it gets difficult in that aspect. But there's also a rewarding part. So that's the one thing I wanted to ask y'all. All three of y'all wanted to speak. What's the most rewarding part about fatherhood for you?
Fucking kids.
What is it, growth?
For me personally, it's a hateful. It's not hateful, but it's a sad part, but it's also very rewarding to. I remember when my oldest, it was kind of a happy, sad moment, right? I remember when my oldest, she was in kindergarten, and the first time she told me she can walk by herself, right? That was like a very sad moment in my life as a dad. But watching her go down the hallway, Buster right, and me, I'm still trailing. I'm just ways back. You know what I'm saying? So
You're
she
always
can't
gonna be
really see
daddy.
me.
You're always gonna be
Yeah,
daddy.
I'm still
Always
trailing
gonna be
you.
daddy.
You just can't see me. You don't know that I'm there. But just watching her navigate the hallways and say hey to people as she's walking by, that was very rewarding. And I kind of and I try to take that concept of them growing through life. Like, you may tell me you don't need me. I'm always going to be there to watch you as you don't need me. But if you turn around, I'm right there for you, kind of thing. So that's a very rewarding part to see them to grow and to become who they are as young women. And it's very exciting to see. Y'all know my daughters, man, and it's very cool to see them just grow into who they are as people. I think that's the most rewarding part is for me as a dad, just to watch them grow, man, because I know what it is in this world, and just to see the young joy on their face when they get something simple. Is very cool. It's very nice to see.
Let me piggyback real quick off of Luke because I love my kids, so let me double back on that. But I love my kids. It's also fun.
We remember it's on tape.
I love my kids, but fuck them kids. But Luke gave a specific example. At the end of the day, the most rewarding moments are when. That's an example. It's when, for me, when they're little, or even today, when they're proud of something and they are excited to share it with me. I don't care what the hell it is. When they happy about something, they achieve something, they done something, and they're excited. Hey, Dad, let me tell you about this. Like, hey, let me get a seat. Let me get some water. Let me sit down. And they're smiling real hard and they're excited. That makes me excited. That makes me happy. I live for this. All the bad weeks I had, all the bad days I had, all right, cool. This makes up for it. So that does it for me.
Money.
I agree on that. It's the joy in everything of letting them be them and you see them prosper. Like you see them becoming themselves. Again, like I said earlier, my approach is my approach. But when it comes to and they become mentally capable and understanding and becoming themselves out here in the world where they are, seeing them adapting and doing things, and then like Billy said, coming back, hey, I did this and this. I remember now what you said and things like that. Like that. That goes to where the guidance, where you guide that path, where that make you feel good. That know that you got through.
Some way, somehow, you got through.
You know what's crazy? You know what's crazy about that? I agree with all three of y'all when it's like, hey, the lessons that I've given them. Oh, I saw it. Oh, I saw that they took what I took, what I said, and they applied it. It's very rewarding seeing that. But you know what's scary to me, yo?
What's up?
Y'all, all three of y'all know BG. I hate when I see
Hate
BG.
is a strong word. You said what?
I dislike when I see the bad parts of BG in them.
Yeah.
You can't, bro. You can't. You can't.
I hate it.
You can't do that though. I did. You can't do that, bro.
Shit. I hate my daughter is sarcastic as hell.
Hold on. That's where you talk to that you then. That's that time for you to like, hey, understand, lay it down, A, Y to Z. Like boom. That the fact that you see yourself there and you see that's coming, and that's what they doing, and that's how you approach it.
But what
At least I can say with me is, hey,
what I'm saying is,
so
what about
you
the thing?
can change it with them to where they don't continuously be what you hate.
I'm talking about a teenager. What they
I understand they gonna continue
what they become, albeit I have a heavy influence on that. I understand that I have a heavy influence on what she becomes. But what you meant to be is what you meant to be. If it's just shit and it's just in you, sometimes you can't control that. Sometimes they can't control that. Like there's certain things in you right now that you just can't control. It's just who you are.
Right.
Even if you was told 1,000,000 times it was wrong or told 1,000,000 times it was good, there's something in you that some people might see as wrong, but you just can't help it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sarcasm.
The kid's gonna do it. I tell him, go get my belt real quick. Get my belt real quick. I don't whoop him. I just, I want to scare
Just
him.
go get it. Go get
Go
it.
get it. Just go get it.
Everybody got that dad voice or that look. But I, like you said, BG, like when I see the bad parts of me, the sarcasm. So I think sarcasm for me is because my daughter, they don't know how to gauge a situation just yet. They don't know when to ask for things. Like they'll wait till one of us is pissed about something. I don't care if it's work related or whatever. Then they'll ask, "Hey, can I do this?" No.
Wait, what was that impersonation? You? That was you?
That's the wife. That's the wife.
I was wondering who that was.
Hey,
I didn't know if that was you.
Y'all know how the wife is. Y'all know how the wife is. When they ask her the wrong thing at the wrong time, especially now that she's pregnant, oh, it's 10 times worse. Like I tell my daughter all the time, baby girl, you gotta butter mom up. You gotta give mom a couple compliments. You gotta tell her she looking slim.
Hey, wait. Before you go, do Kathy watch the show? Because I don't want her to see this and think that you be gassing her to get what you want. Like, don't give her the juice.
She'll be watching.
Don't give her the juice on the show.
Not yet anyway. She ain't watching it anyway.
Wait. All right, so now we have a different problem. Why the hell Kathy not watching? Now we got a different problem.
Listen, BG. Is she subscribed to the pod? Go ahead and stop the stream.
Stop. Kathy was asleep. She was asleep at 7:00.
What I gotta do?
You think fam be out of there? Fam ain't worried about us.
Happy Father's Day, fellas.
This YouTube channel was created a month ago. I don't want to hear about what she sleep tonight. But go ahead.
But I tell her all the time, like, fam, you gotta butter mom up. You can't just ask for certain things in wrong situations. And my daughter doesn't know how to gauge, and she'll get sarcastic, and she'll know when her sarcasm is really fucking up, because our sarcasm is just making the situation worse. So that's why I understand when BG talk about the bad parts of him, because I'm sarcastic as hell, and I see that in my daughter, and I'm like, fam, it's a sarcasm is a superpower. You got to know when to use it, and kids just don't know because they're, like you said, they're teenagers. They don't properly know how to gauge certain situations yet. So the bad parts of me, I see it, and as much as I want to say, hey, run away from that, it may just be in them. It may just be who they are because of me. And I'm okay with it. I can deal with it. But a lot of people can't deal with it.
Like I said, I can deal with it. I just hate seeing it. It's like, damn, I got to deal with the same shit my mom told me I was. Damn, now I see why. Maybe she was right. Maybe she was right. My mom was definitely right. She was right about everything. I mean, I think we all can agree that now, looking back on, let's just say 14-year-old you, everything they was telling us was just
young and dumb.
Right. We was just young and dumb. We was just young and dumb.
Nah, I was well behaved, my boy.
Bullshit.
Hey, bullshit.
Bullshit.
Man, Billy lived down the street from me at 14. I knew that nigga wasn't well behaved.
Well behaved. I don't know what y'all were going through in life.
So, what you want your legacy to be? With us having girls and bro, you having girls and your son, like, what is it that being a father, like, where does legacy come in at with you?
I always try to. It don't always work. I will say it don't always work, but I try to instill in my kids, like, yo, if you put your name on it, then have pride in it. I don't want nobody to ever say when they put the word Green or BG or Mania or Michael or Miley, when they put your name out there, I want it to be said with respect, said with, all right, we know we can count on this person. Hey, this person is reliable. Don't ever get into the point where when your name come up, people regret it. people like yeah. I know BG. I could call BG, but I don't know if he's gonna come through. I try to instill in my kids, hey, if you doing it, give it your all. Give it your all.
So, never mind. Go ahead.
I agree. PG. My theory is
BG full of shit.
go ahead, Luke.
No,
Go ahead,
hold
Luke.
up. No. Stop, money. Stop, Luke. Say it again. No. I want you to speak. Get your laughs out.
Nah, fuck that shit.
What you gonna say?
So when we mentioned legacy, we were talking about BG. We were talking about the Griggs. We know you're gonna come through.
I don't come through.
You say you gonna come through. That's what your legacy part of, at least part of it to be.
Yeah. So I don't.
That's been some time. BG, I've been knowing you about 3, maybe 4 years now. That's been some time you came through.
Can you give me just one example? Just one before we move on.
Shit, we went to DR last year. You just ghosted us. You supposed to come through.
Bro, I had just came back from deployment. I was trying to be a present father and not go on vacation right after I just came back from deployment.
That's not what you told them.
Hey, come on. All right. So
you said you was coming through.
What you want your legacy to be, Luke?
I think see my legacy is a little different from what you say though. Like my legacy is me, what I want for me and to be able to pass down to my kids. That's my legacy. What I want their legacy to be is completely different. I don't care what they do in life.
Damn.
I want them to be
You don't care? You said fuck them kids? That's what you said?
No. I think my kids are gonna go on to do great things in this world. But I just want them to be good people. There's a lot of shitty people in this world. People that you can't depend on, people that are untrustworthy. Like you said, BG, people that when they say your name, you just look at it like, nah.
It sound like you agree with me. You disagree with me, but
my legacy is different. I want their legacy, a part of their legacy, to just be good people. I want them to be good, solid people.
But that's what
but it's good, solid people. Exactly what the way I describe the person that I want my kids to be and what I want my legacy.
It ain't got nothing to do with your legacy, though.
Okay, but I spoke on mine.
Their legacy.
I want both of them to be the same. I want you to be known for somebody that can. Everything you said is a fuck person is what I want my kids not to be. You're basically saying the same thing I'm saying. Is all I'm saying.
I want my legacy to leave them with generational wealth. That's my goal for me. That's my legacy.
That's your goal as a father. But if you say you're like,
no. I want my legacy. I want when people look back at my life, they say Luke set up his kids, his grandkids, his great grandkids, his great great grandkids. That's my legacy. I just want them to be good, solid people. I don't want them to be some fuckheads out there in the streets doing just whatever or just being just ain't shit people.
Is that not you wanting the same thing for your kids that I said though? I want them to.
No, because I can be an ain't shit person. I'm an ain't shit.
But what I'm asking you to do is separate the fact that I talked about. Listen, separate the fact that I talked about my legacy. Delete that from your brain and just take what I said about what I want my kids to be. I just want the same thing for them. I want them to be not ain't shit people.
But that ain't got shit to do with your legacy.
It don't. That's why I'm asking you to remove my comment and just focus on what I said about my kids. That's what I'm asking.
Yeah, we agree that. I want my kids to be good, solid people. Yeah. But what I want from my legacy is to leave them with generational wealth that passes down to my lineage that I'll never even meet. But they're gonna look back, they're gonna have pictures of me on the wall and say, that's great grandpa. He's got it rocking.
Wealth can always be accomplished. My legacy of leaving with my kids. Number one, I got all girls, so they gonna get married, and then that's another bloodline. Until I have sons, then my legacy could continue to live on as I wanted to. But instilling morals and ethics planting that stability of understanding, knowing how to move in the world, that's where my legacy gonna be, because it's gonna be opportunities that they can acquire wealth. Not saying that I'm not gonna leave it for them and not make it better from what I got and give them what I didn't have, but I definitely, I'm not saying crippling, but I'm not gonna put them in a situation to where they don't know where it is to stick their feet in the mud, where they understand and knowing that they got to get out here and put some work in, that they're not just handed anything, because
Y'all
it's just as quick as that you can get it, it's just as quick as it can be gone. And then what you gonna do if you're not prepared? If you don't know how to get down in here in these streets, and I'm saying in these streets, not like in these streets, but I'm saying out here in this world, if you don't have the survival capabilities to survive and live life, then I have failed you. I haven't given you what you need to have to keep me alive in what I put in place. That's how I feel about it, because anybody can get some money, or you can have some money, but what you do about it and where you at, then that's what's going
But I
to be
think that's the
wrong,
part. But
because
I
they're
think
going to pass it along.
But I think that's a part of us as who we are today, because I know all y'all pretty well. We grew up poor as fuck for the most part. I mean, I was eating grits for dinner. Like sometimes I ain't have dinner. Sometimes I ain't have lights. I don't never want my kids. I don't never want my kids to experience that type of struggle. I don't care if they know what it's like to get it out the mud or not. I don't want them to have to get it out the mud. I want them to keep it out of the mud. That's what I want to teach them, to keep it out of the mud. I get what you're saying, and I understand completely. I promise you I do. I just look at it like I don't want my kids to ever have to struggle to the point where I struggle. I'm not saying I won't teach them the value of a dollar. I'm not saying I won't teach them the value of a dollar, or I'm not teaching them the value of a dollar. I just don't ever want them to not know where their next meal is coming from, to not know if the lights was going to be on today, to not know if those things were going to be possible.
But being prepared,
I love your aspect, Luke. But being prepared doesn't mean they're going to do the right thing. So that's where you
That's
double
why I say
back.
keep it
You
out
double
of
back.
the mud.
You double back on what Money said and say that's instilling the more. Y'all saying the same thing. You have to instill, hey, how to keep it, not just how to have it. Because Dad can give and give and give and give and give, but at some point, I hope it is no time soon, and it won't be no time soon. We won't be here, y'all. We can give them anything. I could give you $1 million tomorrow, Luke. I can give you $1 million, and you can go and bet it on the Mavs to win Game 5 and lose it all. It's that extra stuff that I put on top of it to say, hey, this is how you can make money for your money. It's not just giving you that generational wealth. It's showing you how to make that generational wealth go to the next generation and the next generation and the next generation. So both of y'all saying the same thing. You want the same thing. It's just Money saying, hey, on top of it, you add this and you'll guarantee it for life.
Yeah, I don't ever want my kids to experience the life that I lived growing up. Like, I love my life, and I think my life made me an amazing person. It definitely put me to where I needed to be. And I think that was just, like I said, man, my childhood is a little different from most. And, you know, being adopted and being brought into a family to where they didn't have to have me. They just had me. They kept me, and they treated me well. They treated me nice. I didn't have to get it out the mud, per se, because I always had something. It may not have been lights at the moment. It may not have been hot water.
But you knew somebody had it worse. You knew somebody had it worse.
Somebody had it worse than me.
You never look. Don't
I
ever
never
get there.
complained.
I don't want you here, and I don't want you beneath what I had.
Right. So my goal is to teach my kids the value. One, like, they know the value of a dollar, because I make them buy their own clothes. I give them a little money. They know what it is to buy clothes. They know what it is to buy their own shoes. They know what it is to buy their own toiletries. They know what that is. So they understand the value of a dollar. Especially like my oldest be buying cheap shit, and I'm like, dog, put that shit back, bro. Like, get some cottonelle or something. But I don't want them to ever have to put their feet in the mud. I hope I set them up to a point to where they know the value of a dollar, and they never have to put their feet in the mud, but they know how to make $1 make two, two make four, four make eight. You know what I mean? I hope that I teach them that part of life, because I wasn't afforded that portion of it.
But that just comes with experience. I mean, I don't think that our parents failed to not teach us.
No, definitely did.
They
It
did
just
what they
was-
could.
It just
Definitely did.
what it was at the time. People wasn't learning about, all right, yeah, I could buy a house for this number, but guess what? What's your APR? Wait, how much is escrow? Wait, how much? Like, people don't think about that type of stuff, and we wasn't taught that stuff. And now, because we've seen it, it's up to us as fathers, as parents. I'm not going, albeit this is a Father's Day show, as parents, it's up to us to just prepare them for those things. It's more than just providing your kids with things you didn't have. Hey, I didn't have the newest gaming system. It's more than just giving them the newest sneakers. It's giving them the game. It's giving them the game. Our parents gave us the game that got them through the 70s, the 80s. Now it's up for us to give the game that, hey, I'm gonna try to help you navigate through the 2020s to 2024. I mean, it's up to us to do that. Times change, just like
And we all can agree to disagree. We just got different approaches.
Yeah, it's all the same thing.
I don't think y'all realize, man. Every single person's said end goal was the same. Every single person's end goal was the same. As how do we get there? How do we get our kids to have that mindset of, all right, my dad giving me all this game, I'm gonna soak up that game, and now I'm about to flip that, and the next generation will be even better. It's about continuing a good pattern, because the pattern that we grew up on wasn't bad, but it wasn't the greatest. It wouldn't work today.
No, it wouldn't work today. Go ahead, Billy. I know you got something to say.
I ain't really got much to say, honestly. I probably piggyback off money, legacy of hard work. At the end of the day, no matter what you have, if you got the hard work ethic, you can make it through, whatever situation that you're in.
I can't stand people that go to the gym like all the time, because like when they on camera, they just tend to show they cuts. Like, we get it. We get it. You do a whole lot of pull-ups. Congratulations. All right, go ahead.
Listen, and I do actually want them to go through the mud a little bit. A little different mud, like let's say they trade school, college, or whatever. I don't want to give them a car. Get it out the mud. I understand if you fall, I want to help you, but get it out the mud, because if you never get it out the mud, when times get hard, what you gonna fall back on? Right. If you play football and you never get hit, you get in that game, you get hit, you done so. So it's a little different. It's a little different. Get it out the mud, because their get it out the mud is not gonna look like my get it out the mud. I will put that out there. It's not gonna look the same.
Right.
That's what I was thinking.
Because the way I would say all of our kids grow up, if you see your kids to college, you say, hey, I'm not getting you a car till you graduate. I'll give you an allowance of $50 a week. They got to eat noodles. To them, that's fucking getting out the mud. But I got to survive on $50. I need to know how I'm gonna take an Uber, get some cafe, get some noodles this week. That's legit getting out the mud for them, because they grew up with money. They grew up with BG. They grew up with loot. They mom and dad got nice cars. They really had, if they really wanted something,
there's no such thing as a broke college student no more.
Right.
Remember,
right.
So if you was in college, man, he broke.
BG, if your kids really wanted something, you got it. But when you get to college, you put them on that leash. If they really want us, they can't really get it. Now they in the mud. So that's what I mean by getting out the mud. Not really the mud that we had. So it'll be a struggle for them. It'll be a bit struggle for them, even though we may not see it as a struggle. It may not even be college, whatever it is after that stage. Put it through a shock factor. Hey, life's gonna get hard, because at the end of the day, life is hard.
We'll talk off camera, but it won't be as hard as you think.
Because go ahead.
It won't. Like I said, we'll talk about it off camera, so I don't want to put on. But it won't be as hard as you think, because of the things that we've done in life. All four of us have done something at 100% that allows our kids to get certain things in life that we wasn't afforded.
It's still
and that's going to go. That's going to go to them regardless. So, like, I agree. Our mud was mud.
Yeah,
that shit was
but
nasty. That shit was dirty. Their mud is gonna be like watered down. Maybe got a little speckle of dirt. You know what I'm saying? The water turned brown, but it ain't mud.
But the thing is,
but you can.
The thing is, hold up, Billy. The thing is, it's because you are about to be 36 next week that you think their mud is like mud. It is definitely different mud than ours, but it's the same aspect of mud for them navigating today's world. Our parents or our childhood was easy to navigate the same way we think that this is easy. Why?
So no.
We can say it's easy to make the right decision. It's easy to what is this is easy because we've been through it. We've been through it. And I guarantee our parents felt the same way.
See, that's the thing. Why our parents wanted to help us.
Understand it is different now. It's just different.
When we fail, our parents see that's the difference. When we fail, our parents wanted to help us. They couldn't. When our kids fall, we want to help them and we can. That's where it differs.
Because
that's where it differs.
When a team in the NBA was down 3 in the 60s, they just got a layup. When they was down 3 in the 2024s, they shooting with Steph. It's just a different time. Their mud is still mud. We call it watered down because we know we can
I disagree, bro, because their failure and our failures are different.
Are different. When we fail,
their failures, our failures is different.
Like, but at the end of the day, the only thing you can help them with,
y'all. But I'm saying that is different. You have to understand it is different and is lesser to us now because we understand. But at 14, if you were 14 right now, you would be operating the same way. And we have to understand that they not gonna always get it because we didn't always get it at 14.
No, it's different. It's different because it's completely different. I'm gonna leave it at this. I'm gonna say this right here. And I'm gonna leave it alone.
Speaking from an adult mind.
I'm gonna say this right here, and I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm gonna say this right
Our parents said the same fucking thing. We're saying that y'all saying right now is that, oh no, it's different. Y'all got it easy.
No.
It's easy because we lived life already. They are just learning. They don't even know who they are yet, y'all.
No, bro, I'm thinking
it's different.
When I was they age like right now.
Hold on, money. Go ahead. When I was 14, my parents had just enough money to pay the rent.
Okay.
When my kids are 14, I got enough money to pay 15 rents. So when I struggled as a teenager, when I didn't have shoes for basketball, when I didn't have money for uniforms, when I didn't have those things, I had to find a way to go get it. My parents couldn't say, "Hey, baby, here's another $50 for the shoes or $100 for the shoes you need. I know you pay me back when you get it, from your allowance. I'm gonna take it out your allowance, so on and so forth." I didn't have that luxury, but I've set myself up because of the values that my father instilled in me, and watching him work his ass off, and me telling myself, as much as I love and respect my dad, I don't never want to work that hard to make money. So that's what I've done with my life. I've set myself up to where I don't have to punish my kids if they don't have it because I got it for them. Their mud is different from ours because when I failed as a kid, my parents didn't have money to pick me up. I got money to pick my kids up.
You said a lot of things just now. Are you telling me that money fixes things?
I'm not.
What?
See that?
You said You said the word money way too much in your statement just now.
I said when I failed as a kid, when I did not have as a kid, I remember when we was in high school, our basketball team had Jordan 14s, and I couldn't afford them. I had to work. I worked at a grocery store, and I had to give my whole paycheck to my mom to pay rent. I had to give my whole paycheck at 16 to my mom to pay rent. I had no extra money. I couldn't live. I couldn't do things. I wasn't afforded the same luxuries as other kids in school because I just didn't have it. My kids are smart, so books are number one. But if they don't have money to do something in life, if they say, hey, dad, I need a car because I got a job and I know I need to go from A to B, where now I can buy them a car to get them from A to B to go to work or go to school or go to college or whatever the case may be, I can do that for them. There's ways that I can pick my kids up that my parents couldn't pick me up.
Agreed. But I also say that having the newest sneakers or having a car does not make life navigate better.
It does not.
That doesn't mean that it helps them
easier.
navigate as a teenager. Oh, because they have I completely disagree. If y'all agree with Luke, I completely disagree with all three of y'all, because I don't feel like just because they have the things that we don't have, maybe they don't value that stuff.
Whether
how much money have you spent on your kids and they lost it? I'm talking about like, hey, I bought you this, and then the second it happened, 3 weeks later, where's it at? I can't find it, Dad. That don't help them navigate teenagers. Being a teenager,
whether that's education or anything. My parents didn't finish high school. My parents dropped out of school in 7th grade.
But hold on. To touch on what you said, the difference of how it's they're getting out the mud is different. My mama was a warden and was away, and I was still in the street. 13, 14 years old, bro. I was throwing newspapers, and then I got to hustling. I got and made my own way. George on my feet, whatever I wanted to wear, driving. Freshman year, I had a car. It was different. Even though I had my mama had things that could be given to me, but my mama made sure that I earned any and everything. Any and everything. Like, oh, I'm not giving you nothing. And I was able and capable. She said, no, I'm going to show you what it means for you to do what you need to do to earn it. And so you know how it feels, so you know what it means to make your own way.
I 100% agree with that. I'm simply saying that teaching them and having all the money in the world and having hey, if my daughter go to school in Louis Vuitton every single day, that doesn't help her navigate life. That's all I'm saying, y'all. That's all I'm saying. The things that I remember when I was a kid. And I was like, damn, I wish I had the newest Jordans. Damn, I wish I had the new Sega. I wish I had the new PlayStation. If I had it, it would help me navigate life. I don't give a shit about that.
That's the thing, BG. It would not help you navigate through life. No, you're 100% right? You're 100% correct. But having solid shoes on your feet would have given you, as a kid, one less thing to worry about, so you could have focused on studies, or you could.
Why would I be worried about having Jordans?
Because that's the kids. That's kids. Don't act like that's not what kids are about.
I'm simply saying that money doesn't fix if I don't know how to handle life.
Money does.
Having material things. No, to me it doesn't.
Money does not fix anything.
Kanye might be the most miserable person in the world. When he was a billionaire, he was miserable. He had all the money to make life better, but it didn't help him navigate life. That's all I'm saying, Lou.
This is money doesn't make life easier, but it does make it easier to navigate if that's one thing you don't have to worry about as a kid.
Yeah,
you don't have to worry about whether you're home. You don't have to worry about when you're hungry. You don't have to worry about going to school and having less than and having those things to worry about. I was picked on. I was bullied. I was all that until I got to high school. And then we was just wearing basketball shorts and t-shirts because we was hooping. We was on the team.
It was great.
But that's one thing my kids will never have to worry about, having a decent pair of pants.
And I think that, and I do think that, and that's the thing. I don't want y'all to think that. I don't think that's important. I do value that, but that's not something that's going to help them. I do agree that I want my kids to have everything. I don't want you to ever have to want for anything or need for anything. Mainly need for anything. Everything you need, you're going to have it. And I'm going to show you how to get it when I'm not here. I agree with you, Mike.
A little bit.
But what I'm saying is that doesn't per se help them navigate life.
Deal with life, yes. Navigate, maybe no. It's. I'd rather cry in a Maybach than have to go to work tomorrow. Then have to go to work tomorrow.
I'll never disagree with that.
I'd rather cry in a Maybach.
That's all.
Deal with life. Yeah, navigate maybe no, but dealing with life, yeah. Like if I'm gonna cry in a Rolls Royce.
All I'm saying is, bro, like when we were growing up, you know, I want to cut it short. I'm gonna cut it right here. When we was growing up, our parents just couldn't afford things. So they didn't have the education, and like you said, they didn't have the materials and the tools and the resources that we have available to us. So we are better than our parents, and we want our kids to be better than us, right? That's what we want. We want our kids to be better than us. So if we're better than our parents and we got a little bit of money, so why wouldn't our kids start with a little bit of money and make that money grow?
But we don't want to handicap them though. We don't want to handicap them though.
Nigga, I handicap my nigga. Fuck.
From what I understand,
but then it might turn back to exactly what I said. Hey, if I gave you $1 million right now, Luke, and then you went and betted on dollars to win game 5 and you lose. Damn, why does that matter that I set you up with
I would hope that I instill the principles
and set you up with the game. And that's the thing. I just wanted you to make sure you said, I'm gonna set you up with the game, to how to keep it.
I'm gonna set you up with the game. I'm like Donald Trump. You look at Donald Trump. Donald Trump started with parents gave him a fucking $1 million, $2 million, $3 million check. It was like, hey,
but he ain't there one of us though.
And you seen what he did with it.
But he ain't there one of us though.
He ain't. But the concept, look at Diddy Kid. Like,
the concept is one thing. Not to interrupt you.
Hey, no, I'm cutting this off. Luke just said.
Wait.
So,
but
bring up Diddy in a positive light now.
Wait. What I'm getting at is money just give you the opportunity to fuck up. Because Donald Trump, P. Diddy kids, all the kids fuck up. Only thing is their parents just, they had a lot of money. So if we fuck up because we broke, we're in a bad fucking situation. But when your parents fuck up and you got a lot of money, you can fuck up a couple times and make it, and make something.
And finally get it right.
Times.
I want my kids to be able to fuck
which
up.
Is a bad example to set.
It's terrible. It's terrible because I think.
But
I don't even care about the example you said. I think your example is terrible. I think your example is terrible because if you look at the if you look at the hue of the skin around the screen right now, Diddy got a whole lot of money. You think he feeling like, oh, I can get out of this?
Nah, that's different, bro. That's
okay, it's different.
That's totally different.
Hey, we're gonna talk offline. We're gonna talk offline. We said we're gonna keep this under 2 hours.
I appreciate y'all, brothers. I love y'all. I'm glad that I got on here and show face.
Hey, before we go, man, I want to say
I'm gonna do some more now.
Happy Father's Day.
Hey, I'm gonna let everybody else close it out. Go ahead.
Hey, before we go, man, I want to shout out to y'all guys, man. When we talk about fathers and being great examples, man, I can honestly say, except for money, I ain't never met money kids, but I've met Billie kids, I've met BG kids, and I can honestly say, man, some of the best kids you'll ever meet in life. And that's all because of y'all and the values and things that y'all teach them, man. I've held y'all 2 kids when they was babies, and just to see the growth and who they are and who they're becoming as people is definitely an amazing thing to see, man. And that's salute to you guys, man.
One, fuck them kids.
It's my weekend
because I made a post on Instagram. I changed my life for the kids, and they don't give a damn.
They don't even understand.
They don't give a damn. But I appreciate y'all. I appreciate you for having me on the show. Once again, if you ever need me, I'm here. Out of Carolina, it's 121. So happy Father's Day to all y'all. Put something on, and you know what they're gonna do? They're gonna stick us on the grill. So pull out your aprons, fellas.
Hey man, happy Father's Day again. Don't forget to come through on every halftime show. We got game 5 on Monday, so I'm going live again. And again, man, I thank 3 amazing men as well as 3 amazing fathers, man, for coming on. Again, I hope you took some gems from this. If you didn't, then you must not have been listening, because man, they was dropping them today.
Only way is up. Be cool.
Hey, episode 4, BG, what we talking about? Again, we'll holler at y'all next.